Hi there, I'm Daniel Seberg on day 2 of I/O Live, and we're in the Chrome Showcase, joined right now by NJ from Adobe to talk about a couple of really cool projects that you've been working on, Shadow and Brackets. Tell me about, which one do you want to start with, by the way?
Start with Brackets.
Okay.
So Brackets is a free and open source code editor for front-end web development. So it's built in HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, and it's for editing HTML and CSS and JavaScript. So if you're the kind of person who can use Brackets, you do front-end web development all day, you can actually contribute to and extend Brackets because it's an open source project. So I'm going to go ahead and launch it here, and you can see that although it's built in HTML, we're currently packaging it as a desktop application, mainly so that you can edit the files on your local hard drive. We're actually using a Chromium-based shell, so that's one of the ways that we're using Google technology to help with the project. So you can see that this is actually the Brackets source code. By default, Brackets opens editing its own source code. It's kind of this inception thing. You can see that it's got the standard kind of color coding and other things that you would want in a text editor. Now, it's not totally ready for prime time yet. We've only been working on it for a few months, but because it's open source, we're hoping that the community can jump in and help make it better. And a couple of the ideas that we're seeding that we think are a little bit innovative about this that you might not find in a more generic text editor are focused on front-end web development. So for example, we have this idea of quick editing. So here I've got a tag for body, and let's say I want to tweak the styles for that. I can just hit a quick edit key and we find the rules that are relevant to that tag, and then we just bring them right into here. You can tweak them quickly and then just dismiss the editor really quickly, so you don't have to jump around between files a lot. Or if I've got a tag that has a bunch of rules applied, I can browse between them.
Very cool. So it's all about making life a little easier and more efficient when you're working with code.
Exactly. And then on top of that, we have this idea of live development. Again, here we're leveraging the Chrome developer tools. Now, normally when you use the Chrome developer tools or other kinds of in-browser tools, you're kind of poking at stuff in the browser, and then you're copying and pasting what you want to do back into your code. But here we've actually enabled it directly from your code editor. So if I'm here in my real code, this is my actual source code, and I go and I start typing, you can see that it updates the color.
In the browser.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. Or if I want to tweak the margin between, like these guys here, oh, they're a little too tight. I start, typing a new margin value, and as I'm typing, I can see, oh, that's too big. Oh, that'll work nicely.
Oh,
so
that's fantastic.
I have this really live development experience.
That's really cool. All right, let's move on to Shadow then and see what that's all about.
Okay, that's great. So Shadow is really aimed at, again, speeding the workflow of mobile web development. So a problem I have a lot is, I'm working on a mobile website, and then I have to go to all my different devices and check out what I did, and I have to go and refresh them and all this kind of stuff.
See how it looks, of course, which is very
Exactly.
important.
Shadow makes it really easy to just do it all from your desktop. So I've got this little Shadow extension. Again, it's built as a Chrome extension, and you can see that I've got all my devices connected here. So now let me go to a website like the Boston Globe website, which is well known for being a good responsive design website, right? And I go there, and you see as soon as I go here, it starts to refresh on all my devices. I don't have to touch them at all.
Yeah, I don't know if folks can see that here, but it is on all of these devices that happen almost simultaneously.
So I've got my iPad, I've got my brand new Nexus 7 here, plug, and all that stuff. So, and you can see that as I navigate around, it's following what I'm doing. So it's literally shadowing what I'm doing, which is where the name comes from. And so this is available as a free download right now as a preview release on Adobe Labs at labs.adobe.com.
Very cool. And so any learnings that you want to pass on to other developers as you work on both of these projects?
Well, one of the things, especially for Brackets, is we found that, some people say things about is JavaScript a robust enough language for doing this kind of web development? And we found that actually, you can build a high quality, performant text editor with file access and all this kind of stuff built directly in JavaScript and CSS and HTML. And we've learned a lot by doing this project. We also want to hear from people who are much more experienced developers than us. Take a look at our source code. We're on GitHub, github.com/adobe/brackets. You can come, fork the code, make a pull request, build extensions. We really want the community to contribute their own ideas to it because we think it's really going to be a great platform for text editors for web development in the future.
All right, I love that collaborative effort. NJ, thank you so much.
All right, thanks very much.
All right. Okay, we turn now to the guys at Autodesk, and I'm sorry, Randy, I forgot to bring my 3D glasses. Is that going to be all right? Can we still check this stuff out?
Yeah, I think we have things in reality here, so you'll be fine.
All right, well, so we're talking about the ability to share and view files from the desktop to the cloud. Walk me through what you've got.
Okay, so I'm here to talk about Autodesk 360, which is our cloud offering to enable our desktops to share over mobile and web. And so what we did here for Google I/O is we connected into Google Drive through a Chrome app to display large files in the web browser.
And so some of these are 3D objects that normally would be very difficult, if not impossible
to
view?
Without the desktop apps, just until recently, you wouldn't be able to share these files at all over the web. So we actually created this WebGL plugin that will allow you to view large format files on the web browser.
All right, let's have a look.
Okay, so what we did was you can get in through your adding the Chrome app to the or adding the app to Chrome, and then through Google Drive you can actually share files with people that don't actually have the desktop app, and they can through the plugin they can see these large models and even click on objects and highlight and get metadata inside of the objects. So it's really enabling people to see their designs and share their designs with people that don't necessarily have the desktop apps.
That's fantastic. Great. Anything else you want to mention? Real quick?
Just go visit us on 360.autodesk.com.
360. All right, Randy, thank you so much. We're going to move on now and talk to Michael, who's got a demo for us here involving the ability to capture objects using a camera on a different device and then get this mesh and finally print it out through a 3D printer. Walk us through this.
That's right. We've got a sort of video playing in the background here, and it's an example of Chris here taking photographs of a flower that he's seen in the market, and he's reconstructing a 3D mesh from all the different camera angles. It's a product we've given to the community called 123D Catch. Something you can get on our website if you go to 123d.autodesk.com. Oh, sorry, 123dapp.com, I should say. And once you've taken that, once you've taken those photos and you've reconstructed the mesh, you can print them out through cardboard cutouts. So if you've got some paper and scissors, you can cut out these little templates. Use a Chromebook. It's a WebGL app, so you can. It's accessible by lots of different browsers, etc.
And you've been working with the folks at MakerBot, I see.
Right. The tech shop guys with their laser cutters. We tried out some of these ideas, and we've cut out here a Tyrannosaurus Rex with cardboard using some laser cutters. We can also, using that same 3D mesh, we can also send it to a 3D printer. So this is one of the MakerBot 3D printers, and we've been demonstrating here at Google I/O how we can print out something like a little owl made of PVC plastic. It takes about half an hour to print one of these out. But it demonstrates that for the consumers, the consumer market, that they can get something from taking a photograph and bring it all the way to something that they can prototype very quickly.
Yeah, that's amazing. All right, any lessons you want to pass along as you went through this project?
I think if I could probably give something to the back to the developer community, I'd say keep pushing for WebGL and the open standards. We're trying to move all of our desktop things to give them reach. So WebGL is a great standard to push forward.
Extremely powerful. We'd love to see wider adoption of it, of course.
That's it. Yeah.
All right. Well, are you going to play with your models here as we say goodbye? Is there anything else?
We'll probably print a few more out.
Print a few more out?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, Michael,
Awesome.
Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Pleasure.
All right, for this segment, I feel like I should be doing a cartwheel in or something more dramatic. We're talking about Cirque du Soleil, and we're joined by Chris from Subatomic Systems and Justin from Cirque du Soleil. I'm really excited to see this demo, so maybe, Chris, can you talk me through what was involved with putting this together?
Sure. So Movie Conte Revo is a interactive journey that takes the user through an imaginary world of beauty and awe and wonder. And it's designed primarily to engage the person's imagination and evoke their emotions. And it utilized the latest web technologies that are supported by Google Chrome to do this. So the experience itself, which we have here, is a preview for Google I/O. And the full version of this will launch in September.
Now, I'm going to get you to walk us through the demo,
Okay.
while Justin, you sort of talk us through the narrative of what's going on here with the Cirque du Soleil theme. So can you go ahead and walk us through,
Sure
Chris?
thing.
So Justin, go ahead and describe what we're seeing here.
So we start with the experiment. So we see the immersive world, and actually you see the girl.
And what is she doing here?
Here she is, this is our guide, and here at the intro, at the stage, she's showing the user how to interact to navigate through the experience.
Because obviously there's no menu that comes up or anything
No,
like
there's
that.
no menu that comes up.
But you can interact with it in ways that you wouldn't expect
Correct.
necessarily.
Yeah.
Yeah, this interactive experience utilizes Get User Media
Okay.
to recognize the user's face and then detects movement of the user to actually navigate through the experience.
Wow.
So there the guide is showing us if we lean left, it moves left. If we lean right, it moves right. If we look up, down, the camera moves accordingly.
Now, can you walk us through some more of the sequences here?
Sure. She's about to come back.
Okay. Oh, I hear her coming.
Yeah.
And what's the sort of the overall goal with this, Justin, in terms of the user experience and getting into that Cirque du Soleil world, which people know maybe from watching one of the performances, but online, what's the hope in terms of user experience?
Yeah, basically it's the when you see a show, we put people on the edge of their seat because we want people to connect to their emotion, and what we want to achieve with this kind of application is just to reproduce this in the interactive space.
There she is again. Okay, so what's she doing here?
This is one setting in the journey. Again, this is a preview, so we're getting an abbreviated experience, and then the full experience that comes out in September will be a beginning to end journey that takes us through a number of settings within this imaginary world. And here, our guide is about to take the leap of faith, which will take us to the next setting. And as a user, you actually follow her as she takes the leap.
And you can control some
Yes.
elements of her experience as she's going through this?
Yeah, in fact, I'll use a keyboard here for the demo purpose to show you how the user, if they move left or right, can control the world.
Wow.
And actually move through it. So you're
really
literally traveling through the world based on your movements.
Wow, that's awesome. Well, Justin from Cirque du Soleil and Chris from Subatomic Systems, I know you guys have worked really hard on this, and I think that a lot of folks are going to be excited to try it out. Thank you so much for giving us a little preview. I'm going to cartwheel out of here and move on to the next one. Thanks guys.
Welcome.
Sure thing.